Whatever am I to do?
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. I bear word from Regent Ken Sven, Your Majesty. Yes, a minister who happens to be one of the Queen Regent's staunchest and most powerful allies in the palace. From the pains he took to remain on scene, 'tis plain that Allard wished this delivery kept away from prying eyes. That alone is reason to suspect a connection to Deeza's schemes. We must get to the bottom of it. The Regent Kin intends to call Allard to his chambers come nightfall. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chambers and see if there's aught to be learned. What say you, Your Majesty? Are you willing to undertake this task? I shall ensure that the door to the minister's chambers is open between midnight and dawn. Pray, use that time to infiltrate and uncover aught worthy of suspicion.
Methinks our travels will progress smoothly on this occasion.
Shall we make for Vernworth Palace?
Now this is a conundrum. Can't say I have any tidings to share. A ladder, is it? How convenient.
Ah, excellent find.
I need to replenish my stock.
A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
As I understand it, the pay of a jailer is miserable for all their toil.
Then a bribe might avail us, should the time come. Come to think of it, we might already have what we seek stored away.
Quite the predicament. May the heavens protect me. "'Tis here that the bodies of those who fall in Vermund are first kept and tended to. I beg you to conduct yourself with care and with a reverence befitting of one who walks among the dead. My days are spent in solemn reflection. You are more than welcome to return any time."
I'd sooner stay out of the back.
Shall we make for Vernworth Palace? Let us make for the palace, that she might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. Pawns aren't permitted entry to the palace, but I would see you to the entrance if I may.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
Pawns aren't permitted entry to the palace, but I would see you to the entrance if I may. Would you mind coming over here? We have arrived.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Do let me know if you're in need of aid.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but should a scrap ensue, we'll be at somewhat of a disadvantage.
I mislike our odds in a melee.
Mayhap someone could change vocations. Someone besides me, of course.
I could swear I've seen what's needed here amidst what we have in storage.
I'm dead on my feet.
Look, as long as you
Weary at this hour, sir? You must have quite a tale to tell. Much obliged. The solution convinced me, but I'm certain there is one.
Day beckons.
Over here, if you please.
Something smells divine.
Whatever's to be done.
Welcome.
You're in as many customers as I can. Nice place.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Can't go on like this.
Twould seem we've all we need to hand. Here we are.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet? Wow! This'll be plenty, I reckon. Thank you ever so much. Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you be willing to lend us a hand again, Arisen? Just one more time? Thanks. So, remember how I told you about the river by the church getting all mucky? Well, the grown-ups are saying it's gotten worse. Now lots of people who live nearby are falling sick. The priests have been treating everyone as best they can, but there's nowhere near enough medicine to go round. I want to help them, but I'm not sure what I can do. Apart from ask you, that is. Would you bring us some more medicine, Arisen? Oh, thanks, Arisen. I'll talk to the priests in the meantime, see if there's anything useful I can do.
Now we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops, or make some ourselves by combining the ingredients.
No quarrel here.
A well-organized pack is my specialty. I'll see to it your burdens are shared between us pawns. Now we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops, or make some ourselves by combining the ingredients. At once, Master.
Pray, keep your voice low.
The other day, I chanced to see a most resplendent ox cart on the high road. Now, that's not so strange, but guess who I saw riding in it? Poor little Daphne. I doubted my eyes, I did. And rightly so, as it turned out to be a young boy. The resemblance was so uncanny, I mistook him for her. Gave me a right shock, let me tell you. Odd to think a young noble should so closely mirror a girl of the slums. Their faces may match, but the lives they lead are as different as night and day. Aye, 'tis a cruel world we inhabit.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
They say the Sovereign was bathed in the dragon's fell flame, such that his countenance was burned beyond recognition. And yet he draws breath. What surer sign could there be that he is our ruler true? I do hope his majesty shall recover soon. Mayhap he'll walk among the people, that we might thank him for his deeds.
Need anything? I've been here so long, I almost forgot why I came.
Interested in my wares? Interested in my wares? Many thanks.
day, sir. What might you be looking for?
What?
First impressions count for much. If you like, I can recommend you a new hairstyle or manner of face paint. Ooh, very nice indeed. Do stop and have a look. I've wares of every
What a bizarre village that was. I'm still not sure what to make of it. The villagers stared at me with a bizarre intensity. Oh, surely I'm as plain as they come. 'Twas as though they were praising me somehow. The very memory sends chills up my spine. I shan't soon return.
What do you want?
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
When the mind is split, the heart must lead. Oh, so I've learned.
Need anything? Many thanks.
I hope I've not left all
Haste makes waste, as they say.
Loyalty's just another way to save your own skin.
I want to go home.
There's no telling what will happen if I linger here.
If I sleep on my woe, mayhap they'll go away.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Not yet. Fair enough. Come find me when you have some.
Always got me in the thick of things, mate.
This looks as good a place as any.
I'd sooner stay out of fashion.
What did I do to deserve this? There's comfort in the humble.
No easy answers here.
Suppose I better get to work.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
Many thanks.
I do so enjoy stocking up on supplies.
We mustn't overspend.
I quite agree.
Yield looks to be plentiful. Welcome. When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Now that's just splendid! Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be plenty. I'll take it to the church straight away.
'Tis a goodly deed we've done, aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go a ways toward improving life in the slums.
There's no great shock to me.
Shall we make for Vernworth Palace? Let us make for the palace, that you... might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. Pawns aren't permitted entry to the palace, but I would see you to the entrance if I may.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
Oh, sir, if you please. Pray, excuse my boldness, sir. I am but a humble maid in service to a noble household. Might I beg a moment of your time? My master is in need of aid, you see, and I'm hoping you'll consider offering your assistance. Oh, thank you, sir. You cannot imagine my relief. Might we continue this conversation somewhere more discreet? The matter it concerns is rather sensitive, and I would not risk being overheard. You will find my master's manor in the noble quarter. Pray, meet me there at your earliest convenience.
Shall we visit the manor, as the maid bid? Pray, allow me to show you the way.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
I ought to find someone to buy me a drink.
Lots to do. I've been on my feet all day.
Blessed be we.
Well met, sir.
Follow me, if you would.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Not much going on.
We have reached our destination.
Oh, you came, sir. I must confess, I feared you would not. But I forget myself. You must be wondering why I asked you here. I should like to speak with an acquaintance of yours, a child with whom I espied you conversing. She is the spitting image of my young master, you see. 'Tis my hope that she might take his place for a time, thereby granting him a reprieve from his sorry situation.
Diana, would you paint my mother a criminal? Ahem. Perhaps I ought to be the one to explain.
Young master, I meant no offence.
Diana has the right of it, though the situation is not nearly so dire as she makes it sound. I seek only the freedom to leave my own home. My mother is bedridden, you see, and her mind is not so sharp as it once was. Whenever I am absent, she grows terribly distressed. By leaving a look-alike in the house, I hope to ensure her peace of mind while I attend to matters of my own. Would you be willing to lend your assistance? Splendid. Thank you so very much.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Would you be so kind as to bring her here?
Know you of any places for a stolen hour of respite?
Good to see you, Master.
My talents lie in combining materials, and I'll use those in my possession to craft things for you in my spare time. I've nothing to share at present. There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Welcome.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you. Have you found any of the items we discussed, perchance?
Always a pleasure.
A flexible vocation, suited to bolstering our band where reinforcement is most needed.
Where you don't flit about so much, you trip over your own feet.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the... foremost hospitality in much obliged. This inspires more submission. Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when... treated to the foremost hospitality in all. Much obliged. Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey. when treated to the foremost hospitality. You know where to find. At your neck.
Dear me.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the... foremost hospitality in... Much obliged. Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the former. Much obliged.
Welcome.
Is this a challenge arisen to see who can keep pace?
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
No harm in picking a few.
Living God. But dreams are free, I say.
We cannot break it from this side.
Perhaps.
As a matter of fact, curious thing, one of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Where's my home? My fur's in a right state.
As I recall, we have another matter to attend to in this domain.
Shall we head there now? 'Twould save us having to make the trip again.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to... the foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. You know where to find me.
Having the Arisen Obtainer Maester's teaching is a welcome boon for us pawns as well.
I shall strive to learn from your example. The time I'd reach new heights of my own.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you.
Always a pleasure.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
Sometimes all you need is
They have all dull when there's nothing worth selling.
If I could, I'd never leave.
Any loose coin about? Enough to make me feel a long time.
Got to press on. There's much need to do.
Living's hard, but dreams are free, I say. How are we to get through this door? In another world, I learned that a forgotten riftstone lies nearby. Shall I escort you there, Master? Pray, follow me. I know the way, so there's no chance of our getting lost.
Enough.
Pray, follow me.
Goblins approach!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness. I sustain your...
How could I have forced this? I shan't be bested with the likes of you.
Here we are. I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support. Then I shall remain by your side.
To you, Arisen.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
They can be most convenient, though they only travel during the day.
That's enough.
Well met. Looking to make a purchase?
Much obliged, sir.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case. No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. Griffin gets the worm, as they say. Half-piece is dead. This one will recoil from flame.
Here, an enchantment of cold to freeze our foes. Attack now, while the ogre's attention is split. Pray, be cautious. This foe has an alarming fondness for those who perceive as feeble.
His tendency he might exploit, though to do so would be to court danger.
I shan't allow any further harm to come to me. Most impressive, Master.
Not like that. We've done this soon enough.
That was certainly worthwhile. The ribbon is covered in blood.
Beast can scarce stand. A well-placed strike to send it gazing skyward.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
seem to recall there being a treasure chest in this area when I explored it in other worlds. Shall I lead the way?
Nicely done.
Hope you weren't expecting mercy.
A well-organized pack is my specialty. I'll see to it your burdens are shared between us pawns. I've nothing to share at present.
They're useful. I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently. I've not much to say at the moment.
I happen to understand Elvish, Master. I expect you'll find my talents useful. Would that such tranquility could last. I take it this place is to your liking, Arisen. We've camped here many a time.
A fair point. I've come to know these Environs like the back of my hand.
Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours' sleep?
I quite agree. Best we recuperate our strength before we set off again.
Good morrow, everyone.
Off we go then.
Ready to forge on? We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations. You're well fond of picking things up, aren't you?
freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favour.
Try not to get hit, lest all that room go to waste.
The path to victory are myriad. That strategy never would have occurred to me.
Unbelievable.
You truly are formidable, Arisen. That was well fought. I have a modest talent for spotting materials that can be used to enhance your equipment. I can even mark them on your map. The Arisen has been torched! Douse the flames! Let my magics grant you an elemental boon. You have my protection.
It quails. My wits desert me.
Much obliged. For you, with my thanks.
The pawns in this party are women all.
And yet, no two of us are the same.
You pay for that.
You're all out of
I cannot fault your prowess. Think nothing of it.
Aptly said.
How do you like that?
We'll never get anywhere if all we do is rest.
'Tis enough to make camp only when the need arises. Ice's sting is yours to wield.
I could lead you to a nearby campsite if you'd like. I learned of its location in another world.
This is quite the rare find.
Perhaps fortune has deigned to aid us at last.
is our ally against such fiends?
Come on! Don't drag this!
You got? Better on me.
It's about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
Might have a look around. Mika. Better on me. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. Well fought, Arisen.
I dare say, the Arisen completed this lot without us.
That was certainly worthwhile. I'll go and open the chest. We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
Interested in my wares?
I'll acquit myself better next time. You can be sure of that.
The failing was mine as well. We shall both have to be more careful.
That's not acting up today. The rules at your leisure. Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated... to the foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. Much obliged. I fear I have no wisdom to offer. Days like this.
Come to think of it, I find myself reflecting on the time I fell in battle.
My legs are stiff as balls. It's no easy thing, making a living for souls.
we're to break it, it shan't be from this side.
True enough.
We've got goblins!
Leave it to me.
No one can defend themselves when grappled like this. Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon. Well done, Master! This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
Better to rest while we're here than lament our weariness later. Over so soon? Why? We seem to have come through unscathed.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes. It's pleasantly cool here, what with a canopy overhead.
This maze of trees offers ample advantage. There's a campsite nearby, if memory serves. I camped there myself in another world. Shall I lead the way? Follow me then, unless you doubt my sense of direction.
Methinks we could move this boulder if we work together.
A firm push is what's needed here. Good.
Here, an enchantment of cold to freeze our foes. Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
The Cyclops was there! Just one more push ought to bring it down!
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall!
Genius! I'm not sure the Cyclops will agree. I shall come with them where others do this. Oh well, colour me surprised.
Fall back, and I will heal you with my magic. Wait right there. Never have I encountered such a strategy.
Well, well, colour me surprised.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
A battle avoided is a battle won, I suppose.
Let us defer to the Arisen's judgment.
I suppose 'tis so. Two words for that performance. Utter perfection.
Let us try for the same result with our next attack. Sunset draws near.
Where we do not fall prey to enemy ambush.
Not much going on. What brings you here?
Fancy a look at my wares? Well met, sir. How? Might I be of service? Always a pleasure.
Nope. Purchases to be made today, I see.
Well met, sir. How might I be? Do come again.
But I like it.
Not much going.
Not much going on.
What brings you here?
Ought you needing me?
What brings you here?
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
How to spend the day?
I dare say we'll not find this villages like anywhere else.
Indeed. All the while, 'twas a training ground for thieves of prodigious talent. I'll gather this. It might be of use. Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I'm by your side. This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Now here's a surprise.
At least all our efforts weren't for naught.
Interesting. I shall have to inform my own master of this.
Is there aught else you care to ask? Arthur, you say? I've lived in this village many a year, but I can't say I've heard of someone by that name. Is there aught else you care to ask? Aye. Take care then.
We shall remain here.
That all you wanted to ask? Figures you'd want to know about him. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about one of our jobs. But I suppose I can tell you the situation. His real name is Dara. He was one of us, once. But he's been exiled. We had no choice, see? After he went off to play the false Arisen, we're men and women of shadow. That's why he was cast out. He'll ne'er be part of our village again. That all you wanted to ask? What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, you were different. Knew I was right to bet in favor of the Arisen. Anyway, most visitors get fooled into going up to the manor. We send them packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good riddance. Anyone that complacent has got no business being a thief. We only train the rare few who make it here. Some might go so far as to say that the entire village was built around this spot. That all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara was in line to become the next Thief Maester. But he failed. Took a massive injury to the chest during the trial. So the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar in his chest to pose as the Arisen. And what a scheme that turned out to be, eh? Now he gets to sit pretty on the best seat in the kingdom. Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. He's a wily one, that Dara. Always was careful not to leave behind a shred of evidence. But we can't have him thinking that he gets to go off and enjoy a peaceful life in the lap of luxury after breaking our code. Methinks he needs something to remind him of the debt he owes us. Here, this should do the trick. That all you wanted to ask? Aye. Till next time, then.
Greetings, Master. Is this where you've been all this while?
Our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that.
I warn you, I'm not easily impressed. I suppose I could indulge you. That is quite the quandary.
Follow me, if you would.
Oh, at least dreams come cheap.
Following along, I trust. Take care not to lose sight of me.
Well met, sir. How might I be at all?
It's quiet about.
Pray, follow me.
While in another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way. A decent spot to make camp, assuming there are no monsters about.
Let us keep this place in mind for when night falls. Where the skeletons?
There'll be a holy night to come all out.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon. You seem to have been chilled. Are you alright? I could have done no better.
It's a bit early to be saying. The enemy yet remains.
Splendid. A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
Follow me, if you would.
Compares to the thrill of victory. One cannot help but feel indomitable.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes. A night-bound forest is fearsome indeed.
We cannot let our fear get the better of us, else who will protect the Arisen?
Pray, follow me.
You can count on me to fly to your aid in your hour of need, Master.
Let me get that. I sustain this loyalty. We cannot break it from this side.
Perhaps.
My feet always take me here. Monsters range me over. Yeah, they did before.
We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration. Here we are.
The room at
Well met, sir.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist. You. Have you found any of the items we discussed, per chance?
Do come again.
A trickster, eh? Well chosen, Arisen.
I'm sure you'll have good fun toying with our enemies.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right on the road? Despite the hour? Much obliged. I fear I've no wisdom to... Long as you please.
Might there be to find in town today?
Not sure what they expect. I'm no cook, am I?
What should I get up to today? Coins no good if you work yourself to death.
Lots to be taken care of.
Where am I met, sir?
We're still in the fight!
Fine, where's all?
Coins no good if you work yourself to death.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, your Majesty? This appears to be a bill calling for the arrest of a man named Dara. But hold a moment. Does this man's countenance not bear an uncanny resemblance to that of the false sovereign? I see. If your Majesty is certain that the two are one and the same, Then I am convinced as well. However, I'm afraid this paper alone does not constitute sufficient proof. Ah, but of course. I surmise Your Majesty intends to post the bill and invite suspicion. A clever plan. The Queen Regent will be forced to deny any connection to our new sovereign, yet will be unable to remove the bill from the public eye. Furthermore, 'twill serve as an attestation to Dara's existence, which shall remain an undeniable truth till the man resurfaces. And all the while, the doubts lurking in the hearts of the citizenry will continue to deepen. A clever ploy indeed. I shall attend to this matter personally. I've no doubt that this bill will prove its worth in due course. You have my gratitude, Your Majesty. Your aid has been invaluable.
That thief maester's a capable sort. I'd wager this will make life rather difficult for the Queen Regent.
My talents lie in combining materials, and I'll use those in my possession to craft things for you in my spare time. Burning the midnight oil, I see.
Need anything?
It would seem we've a need to visit the palace. Let us make for the palace, that she might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. I can accompany you to the castle entrance, Master, but no further.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
We have reached our destination. We shall await you here, Master.
I'm in fine prep.
Seems my feet always lead me here.
hoping there'll be no trouble today. Would that all my days were so tranquil.
Give me one good reason not to call the guard.
Not for it. I cut my teeth in a real battle.
Do you recall that package from Batal I delivered to the Minister's chambers last week? Well, just between you and me, I blundered and nearly tipped the contents out onto the floor. Should have heard the chiding Allard gave me. He was so furious, you'd think I'd killed someone. Mark my words, there's more to that package than meets the eye.
You ought to be more prudent. You know the fate of a wagging tongue. 'Tis oft for the best that we shut our eyes to the goings-on of the palace. You would do well to remember that.
Dull days for us are a sign that all is well.
I'm sure compared to a real vow.
I'd sooner stay out of battle, where it's possible.
I've got to focus. My shift's only just
Still waiting on that report. Wood burn my head.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Just one last push, and I'll... be done for the day.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
A mug of ale is just what I want. Days like this one.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
to market, methinks.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Might not seem like much, but it tastes a treat.
We would fain hear your requests, dear audience.
Aye, sir. What I can do for you?
Well met. This here's the Sanctuary of Tipplers. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Keep those orders coming. This fearsome world of ours is best met with stiff drinks and cheery hearts, I say.
Is it true you're the Arisen? That's what I've heard anyhow. Only, I seem to recall someone else boasting of being just be sure you play your part well. What a fellow Drake or two, and I reckon.
Might not seem like much, but it tastes a treat.
I'm frightfully busy. No time for idle chatter.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff.
Impressive.
Interested in my wares?
Another day.
Aye, sir. What?
If you've naught to say, I'd best be going.
Might not seem like much, but it tastes a treat.
You looking for a fight?
If you want my advice, heed no advice, save your own.
Aye, sir. What I can do for you?
Ladies and gentlemen. It's
This place offers a view of the sea.
I wonder what lies at its bottom.
Unless I am much mistaken. We have cause to visit a place not far from here.
Hoi, Arisen! I was hoping you'd come by, so I could thank you again for all your help. You really made a difference around here. You wanted to ask me a favor this time? All right. How can I help? So, this noble boy wants me to pretend to be him? I'm not sure that'd work. I mean, I don't know the first thing about being a noble. Besides, are you sure we can trust these people? It all sounds a bit fishy to me. All right, I'll do it. But if I'm not very good at it, it's not my fault, okay?
Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humours, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir.
Teles, miasmite can be harvested from phantoms, monsters that wander the world a night.
Yes, sir. Ah, give me. I had assumed you were here to bring me some miasmite, as we discussed. If that's not the case, you will have to excuse me. There's much to be done, and too few hands to do it.
This is generally used as a material. I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
I mislike the rules at your neck. Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost. Hospitality in all.
Ernworth. You know where to find me.
Give me a moment to think.
Nook Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. Come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there! Help me! Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... Gah... Something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
I fear I've much to attend to.
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
It is my duty to devote my life to prayer. Someone to talk to.
Each of our patients deserves our full attention. Would that we had more hands to aid us. Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the Abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet... a part of me is afeared for them.
I fear I must attend to my prayers.
You looking for a fight?
Not much going on hereabouts.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the Abbess can enter? If the Gracious Hand has a secret, 'tis the Abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. Oh, you've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the Abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the Abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
There's no great shock to me.
Lead on! Let's go see this noble boy.
I know not why, but the words basement sick room set my hair on end. Shall we investigate?
Splendid.
guarantee tomorrow. It's just like...
Very well. I shall return.
Looking to rush to your death?
What's this called?
Where's my dagger?
I must be grateful. At least I have a thought.
I suppose that's enough for me. Forgot. Can't leave things half done. Oh, almost forgot. Can't leave things half done.
If I drop dead now, who would mourn me?
Body aches.
How'd I wind up here anyhow?
I end up feeling weary even after a day of rest.
Sets my face.
I feel a bit out of...
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I... Come back any time.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, your majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security. So pray, slip into the venue through whatever opening presents itself. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, your majesty. Ah, there is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
How am I... Do we enter the basement sick room?
Not a bad idea.
You best watch yourself.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a... Come back any time.
Welcome.
Oh, good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right. Right on the roads, despite the hour. You know where to find me. Might you spare me?
Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace. Let us make for... the palace, that she might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. Pawns are forbidden from entering the castle grounds, but we may accompany you to the entrance.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
I dare not enter the palace. But I would fain escort you to the castle entrance. Would you mind coming over here?
It's quiet about.
'Twas a fascinating tale, those soldiers outside. We cannot accompany you.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
Too many undervalued always
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards spy you, I will be forced to play my part.
Have you heard the news? The new recruits are to be sent out to Melve. Melve, I say! I'm not sure if we gave the orders.
Thank you. Pray focus on the task at hand. I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere.
Aye, it happened just yesterday, in fact. Put me in the right state when I saw the door unguarded. Still, I suppose there's not much to worry about. It's not as if we let thieves wander around the palace, eh?
Nodded off for a moment more. They were in my boots. If they only knew.
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the Regent Kin to request a private audience.
Or perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet, but at least he knows what's good for him.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers. I will return presently.
Not for it, I cut my teeth in a real battle.
I'm nodding off where I stand. Somehow my feet always carry me here. There's ought to be said for peace and
Now,
quiet.
this is a place to forget one's troubles.
This may require a delicate touch.
Quiet at last.
I'm so...
'Tis good to be reunited.
What's going on?
Quite the predicament.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
What delights me?
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared... All right on the roads? Just much obliged.
This inspires naught but misgivings.
Welcome.
enjoy my own comfort. I'm sure I can handle this. Watch.
Some call it comfort, I call it dull.
I always thought a short straw. Perhaps I ought to be... Just remember. Can't remember the last time I pocket jingled. I don't like it here. I want to go home. Would have to shake things up.
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff. Keep those orders coming. This fearsome world of ours is... Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
Aye, sir. What I can do for you? What? You mean to say my Albert's a noble and has only been pretending to be a beggar? That can't be true. Earning a living in the slums isn't easy, but Albert and I, we promised each other we'd try our hardest to make ends meet. We've been working toward that all this time. And you're saying 'tis all a lie? I don't want to believe such madness, but... nor can I deny that these garments are my husband's. Pray, tell me where you found them. I must see this for myself.
Dead on my feet.
I'm going to go exploring.
I have noticed that the Abbess goes out every night without fail. Perhaps you could wait for her to leave and slip into the basement sick room then. I have noticed...
I must be grateful.
Always got to be in the thick of things, mate.
Suppose that's enough for one day.
No hurry to leave.
Approaching the capital always sets the mind at ease.
'Tis much safer here. Few monsters linger in the city's shadow.
Right you are.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are, 'tis no simple matter to infiltrate the castle a night. Should you fall into the hands of the guards, there'll be naught I can do to keep you out of jail. However, a sentry loyal to me, I am afraid she will be unable to aid you directly. Is there aught else you would speak of, Your Majesty? Do not forget that we work to serve the city.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to stop? Come back any time. Welcome to the Star Drop. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup? Come back any time. Welcome to the Star Drop. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup? Come back any time.
Such quietude is a blessing. Wonder how long this job's supposed to last.
If I could, never.
Not sure how much longer I can hold out. Don't think you're safe just because you're in the city. Monsters have gotten bolder of late and more ferocious. One found its way inside the common port just the other night. Much blood was spilled before the thing was cold.
I find such solace in
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
Right you are. We've found some evidence, but there might be more to discover. Let us scour every inch of this room.
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone? Oh.
Medicine? Medicine! 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 Now! Now! Now!
dead on my feet. Suppose that I've not got food atwixt my teeth, had I?
How to spend the day?
Sweet meats and ale. You looking for a fight?
I'm going to go exploring.
Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place. Not much of a talk to me.
You don't need a permit to get into Batal. Just hide in the back of an ox cart, aye? Mind, you've got to avoid the guard's line of sight. But 'tis easy enough. I should know, I've done it.
Many rumors to be had around here. I'm ill at it. How'd I wind up here anyhow? Need someone to talk to?
When does my watch end? I've completely forgotten.
Suppose that's enough already.
A few hours sleep, I would help. Now merely sit back and enjoy.
Is it true you're the Arisen? Only, I seem to recall someone else boasting of being...
Elena? Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there. And once, I saw her, the Abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up, and he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter. and always a knight, as I recall.
Resist.
Always another errand.
I kept just about anywhere.
This place is awful dull. The chance to put my feet up is as welcome as fine ale.
All this hustle and bustle puts me right in.
Welcome.
Well met.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Another day, another adventure.
My eyes aren't what they used to.
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
I be seeing you.
Lord Phasus. 'Tis a name of great import. Of that I'm certain.
I'm not sure what we're dealing with here.
What's your problem?
Well met, sir.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today.
Do stop and have a look. I've wares of every ilk.
Naught to look forward to, but a long day of work.
Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace. Let us make for the palace, that she might investigate Minister Allard's chambers. I can accompany you to the castle entrance, Master, but no further.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
We shall remain here.
what kept? I've clean forgotten.
As quiet as a mill pond.
Can't wait for new equipment to come in.
Here for my liking.
A fine place to sit and gather one's thoughts.
Suppose I I'll take the night watch of the desperate.
An ill-mannered thing, aren't you?
I'd sooner stay out of that.
Ah, things will sort themselves out.
All my peers seem so much more capable.
Protected. It's just about anywhere. Those new recruits are ready with their swords. My sword arm could use some work. Such peace, reigned Our soldiers need better training. Would that such peace reigned eternal.
No easy answers here.
This is no small quandary.
There's ought to be said.
Perchance you've heard. The coronation is soon to be held, it seems. The Sovereign, wounded in glorious combat with the dragon, is recovered at last. No tidings could be more joyous. Indeed, 'tis a weight off my heart to think that our fair Vermund shall once again be governed by a true ruler.
Aught I can do for you?
Dare I presume I've caught your eye? I suppose I could indulge you.
I'd sooner stay out of that. My sword arm could use some work.
Want some in a real battle? Such peace. Bring the turn.
Find someone to buy me a drink.
Just how I like it.
My sword arm could use some work.
Oh, good. You return. I find myself on edge when you stray from my line of sight.
Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl.
Still looking? Well, you'll know her at a glance, I'm sure. She looks just like me, after all.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
What might you be looking for?
I can't stand this. This isn't what
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
After you, Arisen.
Oh dear. I've things to do, if you don't mind. Quite the predicament.
Do let me know if you're in need of aid.
I dream of owning a larger store, I do.
All this work and not a shred of fresh.
See what's selling
Fancy a look at my wares?
Good day to you.
No hurry to leave.
Is there naught being done to make safe the roads? Short rest. Then on.
Dear me.
What would you of me? My time isn't yours to waste.
Thankless job, this. Can't stomach places like this.
Beg pardon, sir, but have you any information about what happened here? A couple were found dead, you see. Poor Albert was stabbed from behind, and Selena, by all appearances, ended her own life after killing him. I can't fathom it. I knew the both of them, and I cannot imagine Selena doing such a thing, let alone to her dear husband. One witness claims Selena was turned away from a noble's estate shortly before the incident. But how could that possibly have led to aught so gruesome as this?
Boots laced, belt strapped. I'm ready to throw.
I'd sooner stay out of the battle where it's possible.
Suffers will soon be home.
Time to be heading home.
Wickedness has no hold.
You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything? These look like records of treatment. Johann and Bruno. I know these two. They left here not long ago, fit as a pair of fiddles. I recall them being especially meek to the abbess. Mayhap that's what got them out safely. At any rate, they may know aught of use. Loath as I am to ask more of you, perhaps you would speak to them in my stead? You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything? I have noticed that the abbess goes out every night without fail. Perhaps you could wait for her to leave and slip into the basement sick room then. You're back. Pray, these look like Johann and Bruno. I recall them being especially meek. At any rate, they may know aught of use.
Wickedness has no hold.
Every minute. Anything to do with it? I'm dead on my feet.
There's all watching me. I swear it.
Life's been pretty kind to me. All that hard day's work.
As I recall, the abbess met with that strange man a night. In the square that lies in the eastern part of the two shared a few whispered words.
Aye, that Lady Eleanor is...
Finishing tomorrow.
Makes my hair stand on end.
I never should have come here.
home.
Got to accept life as its ups and downs. The hours seem to fly when...
Greetings. You seek guidance, do you not? You need only make a worthy offering in exchange. I have seen your path. May these words guide you true. You've my gratitude. 'Tis lovely to see you.
Twould seem we've a need to visit the palace. Let us make for the palace, that she might...
Greetings. You seek guidance, do you not? You need only make a worthy offering in exchange. I have seen your path. May these words guide you true. You've my gratitude. 'Tis lovely to see you.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
I fear I've not useful to share.
Need anything?
Welcome to the Star Drop. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour? Always a pleasure.
The rules at your neck. I find any son.